Hello everyone, this is Bolloji Vasishta from Aerobie section. Today I am going to explain about Varignon's principle. So, in order to know about Varignon's principle, first we have to know about the moment. In addition to the tendency to move a body in the direction of its application, a force can be used to rotate a body about its axis. The axis may be any line which neither intersects nor is parallel to the line of action of the force. So, first we have to know about the moment in order to know about Varignon's principle, because the Varignon's principle is also known as the principle of moments. As we can see here, momentum is equal to force into direction of a body, F into d. As we can see in this diagram, where we apply force at a distance d, we can see there is a moment action on this body. The axis may be in any line which neither intersects nor is parallel to the line of action of the force. See, as we can see, it is in the line of force of action of the force. It moves on its own axis when we apply force on it. This is known as moment. So, moment about a point. So, as we see, the point of application of a force and the line of application of force area are as shown. See, as we see here in this diagram, first diagram we should not rotate it like that, because if we hold it at this point, we are not able to move it as quickly and efficiently. If we move it behind this here at this point, we can actually move the moment, we can actually apply the moment to the body and to the bolt at the place. The point of application of force and line of action of force. See, the point of application of force is acting on this, and the line of action of a force. The magnitude of a moment or tendency of a force to rotate the body about the axis perpendicular to the plane of a body is proportional both to the magnitude of the force and the moment arm d, which is the perpendicular distance from the axis to the line of action of forces. As we can see here, the magnet of momentum of tendency force to rotate the body. As we hold it at near the body, it will not move with the momentum. As we hold it to the line of action through far away from the position of the head, it moves smoothly. This is all about the moment about a point. Next, coming to the next slide. Moment vector definition. In some two-dimensional, many of the three-dimensional problems to follow, it is convenient to use a vector approach for moment calculations. See, as there are formulas regarding this, m is equal to r into f, where r is the position vector that runs from the moment, where f is the reference point a to any point the line of action of force. As we can see, the moment of vector differentiation in three-dimensional, in some two-dimensional and three-dimensional, where we can see here it on a perpendicular axis, where r is a vector point and the angle is alpha, where the magnitude of m is taken as mod m, that is equal to rf sin theta, where f is a force, sin alpha is the angle made between these two forces, where m is equal to fr sin alpha. R sin alpha is taken as the distance between this all sine angle and the r vector position vector. Where direction, the right hand rule is also used to identify the direction. Thus, the moment of force F and about 0 to 0 may be identified as a vector pointing in the direction of thumb, with the figures curled in the direction of the tendency to rotate. This is all the moment of vector definition, where m is equal to rf. From that we can find the momentum, which is fd. So clockwise and counterclockwise moments. So these are more important things in this moment. If the tendency of a force is to rotate its moment arm in the counterclockwise manner, it is counterclockwise moment, where we can take known as CCV. We will assume CCV moment as a positive momentum. If we move it in the counterclockwise, it is taken as positive. If it is taken in the counterclockwise moment, we can take it as negative. If tendency of a force is to rotate its moment arm in a clockwise manner, it is called clockwise moment. We will assume CV moment as a negative moment. See, as we can see that it is moving in a counterclockwise, so it is taken as positive with a x and y axis, and if we take it in a clockwise direction, we can take it as negative. So zero moments. If a line of action of forces intersect the axis of rotation, there is no momentum of force about the axis of rotation. If the line of action of forces If the line of action of force is parallel to the axis of rotation, there is no momentum of the force about the axis of rotation. So, at an intersecting point and a parallel, the line of action of an intersection and a parallel, there will be no momentum of force exist about its axis. So, coming to our main topic, Varignon's theorem. The momentum of a force about any point is equal to the sum of moment of a component of the force about the same point is known as Varignon's theorem. As we can see in figure 2 by 9, the usefulness of Varignon's theorem, the momentum of R, see momentum of R about a point O is RD. We can take it as RD, and however d is most difficult to determine in a pq plane p and q. We can resolve r in the components of p and q and compute the momentum as my is equal to rd is taken, where minus pp plus minus pp and minus qq. Here where we add up all the points with the momentum. My is equal to r into p, r across r, where r cross r is equal to r cross. So the resultant R is taken as P plus Q, where MO is equal to R into R and R into P plus R to Q, where it is the cross multiplication R into is given. In the given problems, we can take it as scalar approach and vector approach. The scalar approach is taken as the problem. The scalar approach of MA is equal to 400 cos 45 degrees, where here we can see the angle is taken as alpha 45 degrees, where the newtons 4 is taken as 400 newtons into the distance is taken as 6, plus again the 400 into the vertical component is taken as 400 into sine 45 into the 3 meters of a breadth is taken. So where we can find ma is equal to 2545.2 Newton meter in a clockwise counterclockwise direction. As we can see, it is moving from counterclockwise x to y, so it is taken as positive. So vector approach of, as we have seen the scalar approach, now the vector approach is taken as 400 cos pi with a vector quantity I and a sign of minus j, where we can find it in I and j, 28.28 I minus 282.8 j. In vector quantities, r is equal to x2 minus x1 I, y2 minus y1 I. So we can take it as x2 is minus 3 comma 0 and 0 comma minus 6, where we can find two vectors. From these two vectors, when we find, we will get the same answer as the momentum. So the momentum will not vary from a scalar approach and a vector approach. So there are some sample problems and the alternative solution using Varignon's theorem. So assuming the counterclockwise momentum is positive, we can take it as minus f of x of 0.16 meter, which is taken in from the horizontal a and 0, which is 16 meters, and the breadth 0 to b is taken as 0.2 meters. From that we can find the momentum using the angle and the newtons given, the force of Newton is given. So since we assumed that the counterclockwise momentum is positive, we obtain the negative moment value. This applies to the direction of MB is actually clockwise. So the result is exactly as the same as before. So by using Varignon's theorem, we can sum off the moments using these two. So this is all about the Varignon's principle. Thank you.